Hello, my name's Willow Arlena and welcome to my video channel. I'm here with my assistant and video goddess, Allie, who's helping me with all this. And this is a video about the Tarot of Transformation, which can be found on my website, mysticlifedesign.com.
The Tarot of Transformation provides the opportunity to connect with yourself and work on everyday life circumstances in order for you to become emotionally, physically, and spiritually aligned on your path.
This deck was first published in 2002 with this cover, and it's been reprinted many times with this cover. My hope in sharing these videos with you about this tarot deck and my other healing work is to inspire you on your journey through life. Thank you.
Today we are looking at the Star, number 17 in the Major Arcana in the Tarot of Transformation. So Willow's here today to answer some questions, and the first one that I have in regards to the Star is looking a little bit at how the card contrasts a warm winter light, and the card on the outside has sort of a wintry landscape. So I'm really curious how that relates to the winter solstice.
Thank you. I love that question. The original painting, when I did it at the winter solstice time, and it was called Solstice Eve. And I love this time of year. It's very magical for me. So we've got this dark energy. The sky is the darkest it's ever been. The nights are the longest. And we as human beings are looking for a ray of hope, a ray of light in the darkness, which is symbolized by the star. And it's also symbolized by the candle. So it's this point of light in the darkness.
Wow. So you mentioned in the book that the card connects with guidance and sort of moving towards the soul's evolution. I'm wondering if you can say more about that.
Yeah. So the star has been a symbol of guidance in many cultures. And again, in the Christian tradition, it's the wise men who followed the star to lead them to the baby Jesus, which can represent our inner nature, our inner innocence, our kind of new beginnings time. So we often want guidance here in life. I do. You know, when I'm trying to make a decision, it's like, what do I do? What's the right thing to do? And I had an experience about this actually a couple of days ago. I was kind of wondering what the next step in my business is, and I wanted some guidance. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? So the first thing I did was committing to getting clear, which took about 2 days of meditating for me to do that. I went to bed really early one evening and sat there in bed and meditated and kind of connected in with my inner light. So in the card, you know, the woman is holding a candle over her heart. So that's the first thing we need to do, is connect in with the inner light in our heart, which often means going through the layer of the chattery mind, which for me takes a long time. And then we have the layer of fear and doubt and insecurity, which activates the emotional body, and we have to, you know, clear that. And underneath all that, there's this inner light, like a star or a candle. And then once I get connected to that, then I kind of go up to my crown chakra. So this is where the image of the Christmas tree comes in, because it's like I have a light here, and then I have a light here, which is it's like the star on the top of the Christmas tree. And when I really stay with this meditation a while, I actually feel my energy body turn into what seems to be a bit like a lit up tree. So this has happened spontaneously a few times in my meditation right here at winter solstice. So I meditate and I light up my light body. So those of you who are not familiar with the light body, we have a series of channels. They're called Ka channels in the Egyptian tradition, or Nadi channels in the Hindu tradition. And according to some, there's 108 of these channels that are sort of like a fiber optic network, sort of like one of those Christmas trees that lights up, by itself. So our energy body is built very similarly. So we light up our energy body, and you can feel this if you do energy practice as much. It's a very palpable sense of feeling lit up. And clairvoyants who can see people's energy body literally say, wow, you're all lit up. And so then we light up our energy body, and then we go up into our crown chakra, which leads, of course, up into the great cosmos where our guides live, our higher selves, the ascended masters, Mary, Jesus, Buddha, spirit animals.
Everyone.
Yeah, our whole collection of guides. So they can kind of speak to us through the crown chakra, and then it descends into the heart and lands here. And when that happens, that feels like home.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, because the card often has the word home in capitalized.
Yeah.
And so I was curious with the home with the tree, if it was the star on top of the tree or the whole neural network. So
yeah. So home is this felt sense, usually in the heart chakra area, of like, yes, it's peaceful, it's connected. So I don't know about you all, but I go through these phases of feeling really disconnected and like, who do I belong to, and where can I get my nourishment, and then what am I supposed to do,
Yeah.
And then I finally do some serious spiritual practice and get home again. It's like home. It's this felt sense. So yeah, we start talking about that right off the bat in this card of connecting with the light in our heart as this felt sense of home, and then our guides can come in. And in my example I was telling you about, I asked, my question is, what should I do next? And I'm at the point of my journey where I actually hear them in plain old English, which has taken me many years to get to this point, to tell you the truth. But even if you're not at that point, often you'll get a felt sense. Or guidance can come in different ways. Our guides are very eager to work with us. And if you can't hear them in plain old English, they'll do things like the proverbial book falling off the shelf to the right page. I mean, that's a joke, but that actually does happen.
Yeah.
Or, here's another little corny example. I was trying to decide whether to buy a Vitamix blender. And it's like, well, it's kind of expensive, So I go to my Sangha where I meditate. And sure enough, first time ever, two women there started talking about Vitamix blenders and how good they were, and how this one woman loves hers and uses it every day. Now, is that just a coincidence? Maybe, but I chose to take it as guidance. And so I did buy the Vitamix blender, and I am so glad I bought it. It really was the right decision. So I took it as guidance. It's kind of funny, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I love my Vitamix. So here's another. I can promote that too.
Yeah, we should get a perk from the company for endorsing their product.
Oh my gosh. Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that, and I'm so clear too. You said a little bit on how what you do to sort of clear that reception. So it sounds like meditation is a way for you.
Yeah.
But is there any work you do with clients to help with clearing that
Yeah.
reception?
So the word meditation, of course, is a broad concept. There's hundreds of kinds of meditations. So, excuse me, particularly I like meditations that actually activate the light body. And this is one of the things I do in my work, is I help emerging mystics tune into their energy body, their light body, same thing, and actually activate it. It's sort of like plugging in the Christmas tree so that it's flowing, our energy's flowing, our light body is activated. And so I teach people how to do that so that they can get their own guidance. So we work with grounding, and then we work with opening the heart, and then we work with opening the crown, and then we work with calling in the guides. And it's quite an amazing process, because then we can get guidance.
Right. Right. And then go home.
Yeah.
To ourselves.
Yeah. Come on home and know what to do the next step or two in our life. Because, back to this image of how dark it is at winter solstice. And I don't know about you, but to me, it seems like the world has got a lot of darkness going on right now. And, I know a lot of people who have fear and anxiety, and things are falling apart right and left, and it's kind of an intense time. And it's easy to get caught in the darkness. And so we have to go for the light. It's like, where's the light? We have to go in and find the light. In fact, the Celts have this really beautiful image of the Earth star. So let me explain how that works. So
Great.
the ancient Celts imagined the world as flat, and above it was the dome of the sky, and the sun, rose in the east and did its arc through the sky, and then it went into the underworld and did an arc in the underworld. So this was a daily cycle, but it was also a yearly cycle. So when the sun is in the underworld, they imagined it in a lake, this underworld lake, which of course corresponds to the womb of females. The earth is feminine, and it's the deep underworld lake of light. But it's also an incredible metaphor for us accessing our own light body. So here we have all this dense matter, our physical body, and then when we go deep into the center, in our central channel and in our chakras, there's a light. We have a core of light. So it's like we have to find our own Earth star. We have to find the star within all that denseness and darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So many star pieces that with the solstice and other traditions too.
Yeah. And winter solstice, the symbol of candles and light, shows up in cultures all over the world. It's just not the Christian or Jewish tradition. Many traditions have candles and light for symbols this time of year. And this truth is also very true in summer solstice or any other time of the year. This whole business of going into the core light and then going up and connecting with your guides and getting your guidance, however it comes, the book falling off the shelf, them talking to you, or this felt sense. It's like, I should go here, or I should do that. That's often how people get it before they hear words. Is like they just feel this nudging in their body, and when they ask, should I do this, they get a yes. So that's often how people get their guidance as well.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing all about the card and the winter solstice and how all of us can work on coming home. And if we don't know how, then we can just find Willow to help us.
Good idea. Yeah, so you can find more information about me at my website, mysticlifedesign.com. And this video has been about the Tarot of Transformation. I also have a book, Seasons of the Goddess, and The Path Through Emotional Pain, and Journey Through the Chakras. I do psychic energy readings, psychotherapy, trauma release work, and all sorts of other good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. mysticlifedesign.com. Thank you.